It is the season of goodwill, but let me tell you, the mood inside the House of Windsor is anything but peace on earth for the traitors across the Atlantic. We are watching the ultimate bifurcation of the royal family. On one side, you have the glorious, steel-spined triumph of the Prince and Princess of Wales, who have just pulled off a diplomatic masterclass during a historic state visit. On the other side, you have the absolute degradation of Prince Harry, reducing himself to a clown prince on late-night American television, mocking world leaders while his own family faces health crises. And just when you thought the humiliation couldn't get any worse for the Sussexes, the olive branch for Christmas has been revealed, and it is pitiful. It is not an invite. It is not a ticket home. It is a Skype call. While the king hosts a massive modern family gathering at Sandringham, Harry will be staring at a laptop screen in Montecito, realizing that he has been replaced, quite literally, by Queen Camilla's children. The doors are locked, the drawbridge is up, and William is holding the keys. Welcome back to the channel, your trusted source for the truth behind the palace walls, where we don't just read the headlines, we expose the strategy. If you stand with the dignity of the crown and are sick of the Sussex circus, smash that subscribe button right now. We have a massive amount of news to cover, from the German state visit victory to the Christmas boycott that has everyone talking. Let's dive in. First, we must talk about the absolute triumph that was the German state visit. This was the moment the critics said would expose the monarchy's weakness. They said without Harry and Meghan, the glamour was gone. Well, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, just silenced every single critic without saying a word. The images coming out of Windsor were breathtaking. We saw the King and Queen hosting President Steinmeier, but the stars of the show were undoubtedly William and Kate. The double curtsy heard around the world, where Kate dipped for the king and then again for Queen Camilla, was a masterstroke of protocol and respect. It showed a united front. It showed that the wicked stepmother narrative the Sussexes tried to spin is dead in the water. And did you see the kiss? Camilla greeting Kate with a warm kiss on the cheek? That is the image of a family that is strong, united, and completely unbothered by the noise from California. The coordination was flawless. The team blue outfits, Kate matching the Queen in sapphire tones, was a visual signal of solidarity. While Meghan Markle releases a cooking show that critics are calling sad and bizarre, Kate is wearing the late Princess Diana's jewelry and helping the king cement post-Brexit relations with Europe's biggest power. It is the difference between a reality star and a future queen. The German president was treated to a carriage ride, a white tie banquet, and a tour of Coventry Cathedral. It was pomp, it was pageantry, and it was perfect. And where was Harry? Was he representing his nation? Was he standing shoulder to shoulder with military veterans? No. He was on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, debasing himself in a comedy sketch that has reportedly left the King and Prince William horrified. I cannot stress enough how damaging this appearance was. Prince Harry, the son of the king, stood on a stage in New York and participated in a skit where he mocked Donald Trump, the president-elect of the United States, calling him a king to pantomime boos from a liberal audience. This is diplomatic suicide. The royals are supposed to be neutral. They are supposed to be above the fray. For Harry to meddle in U.S. politics, insulting the very man his father just hosted for a state visit, is not just stupid, it is dangerous. Experts are calling for him to be stripped of his titles immediately, and frankly, I agree. He is a loose cannon. And the cringe factor. He joked about being a handsome prince for a Hallmark movie. He joked about his ancestors. It was thirsty, desperate, and pathetic. But the worst part, the timing. At the exact moment Harry was prancing around in fake snow for laughs, reports were breaking that his father-in-law, Thomas Markle, was in intensive care, reportedly having a leg amputated. The juxtaposition is nauseating. One man is fighting for his life, ignored by his daughter and son-in-law, while they play the fool for applause. It shows a lack of heart that is truly chilling. This brings us to the secret battle between Meghan and Kate, which, according to experts, is now effectively over, because Meghan has lost. Her Netflix show, With Love, dropped to scathing reviews. One critic called it quite mad, and a little bit sad. She tried to copy Kate's magic, but you cannot copy authenticity. While Meghan's show is being predicted as the last of her series, a total flop, Kate is preparing for her Together at Christmas Carol concert. Kate's event is about community, gratitude, and generosity of heart. Meghan's event was about Meghan. The public isn't stupid. They know the difference between service and self-promotion, but the drama isn't just happening on TV, it's happening on the ground in Windsor. We have explosive details about the royal Christmas, and it reveals a family at war over standards. Reports are swirling that Prince William and Kate are planning to skip the King's Christmas lunch at the big house if Prince Andrew is present. This is a massive move. It is a middle-class coup. William is reportedly taking his family to Anmer Hall to spend the day with the Middletons, people he trusts, people who are normal, rather than sit at a table with a disgraced duke. William is drawing a hard line. He knows that associating with Andrew is toxic. The king, in his sentimentality, wants to include his brother, but William is looking at the future survival of the monarchy. This boycott of the lunch is a power play. It says, "I will not compromise my family's reputation for the sake of your nostalgia." And let's be clear, William holds all the cards here. He and Kate are the stars. If they aren't at the lunch doesn't matter. And speaking of Andrew, the real estate war has just been blown wide open. We finally have the details of William and Kate's lease for their new property, Forest Lodge. And it makes Andrew look even worse. The documents reveal that William and Kate have signed a 20-year lease and are paying full market rent. They aren't getting a peppercorn deal like Andrew. They are paying their way. This completely vindicates them against the freeloader accusations. It shows they are committed to Windsor for the long haul until 2045, and they are doing it ethically. Meanwhile, Andrew is squatting in a rotting mansion, refusing to leave, while the king plots to move him to a smaller house on the estate after Christmas. The contrast between the dutiful heir and the entitled spare and the entitled uncle has never been starker. Of course, the anti-monarchists are trying to spin this. Graham Smith from Republic is screaming about abuse of power because William's move to Forest Lodge involved relocating some tenants and closing a road near a Christmas tree farm. They are calling it a land grab. It is nonsense. The Crown Estate manages these properties. Relocating tenants for the security of the future king is not abuse. It is standard operating procedure. And complaining about driving an extra mile for a Christmas tree? Cry me a river. These people will grasp at anything to tear William down because they know he is impregnable. But the biggest news regarding the holidays comes from a new exclusive report about the olive branch. The media loves to talk about reconciliation. They love to speculate that this is the year Harry comes home. Well, the experts have poured ice-cold water on that fantasy. The report states that while King Charles and Harry might speak, it will likely just be a Skype call. That is the reality of their relationship now, a digital wave from a distance. The source confirms that Harry and Meghan are unlikely to be part of proceedings. The rift is not resolved, the trust is gone. And interestingly, the report notes that the Sandringham gathering has expanded to include Queen Camilla's family, her children, Tom and Laura, and her grandchildren. Do you see what has happened? The vacuums left by Harry and Meghan have been filled. The seats at the table are taken. The king has built a new family unit around him, one that includes his loyal wife's kin, the Waleses, and the steadfast Tyndalls and Edinburghs. Harry isn't just exiled. He is obsolete. A Skype call is not a realistic option for reconciliation. It is a consolation prize for a man who threw away the golden ticket. The report also mentions that the king's cancer treatment is ongoing, and he is working too hard. The family is protective of him. Do you think they want the stress of the Sussex drama ruining his one day off? Absolutely not. That is why the Skype call is perfect. It keeps Harry contained. It keeps him on a screen where he can be muted if he starts whining about the past. William is also looking to the future in other ways. Reports suggest that when he becomes king, he plans to scrap the antiquated Christmas traditions like the hierarchy gifts and the black tie dinners. He wants a more relaxed Anmer Hall-style monarchy. This is the Kate effect. She has taught him that you don't need a tuxedo to be regal. You need connection. This is bad news for the traditionalists, perhaps, but it is great news for the longevity of the institution. It shows William is listening to the modern world. So, as we head into the festive season, the battle lines are drawn. On the winning side, King Charles, Queen Camilla, and the powerhouse team of William and Kate, who are conducting state visits, paying their own rent, and protecting the brand. On the losing side, Prince Andrew, facing eviction and isolation, and Prince Harry, facing a Skype call and bad reviews for his comedy act. The olive branch is a myth. What we are seeing is a reality check. The royal family has moved on. They are busy, they are successful, and they are united. Harry can act the clown on American TV all he wants, but in the UK the show goes on without him. I want to know what you think about this Skype call revelation. Is it enough? Or should the king cut him off completely after the Trump insults? And whose Christmas party would you rather attend? The formal one with Charles, the fun one with William and the Middletons, or the lonely one in Montecito? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. Like this video if you support the real royals and subscribe so you never miss the truth. Until next time, keep your eyes on the palace.